Welcome back to the show. It is now time to go to TNA Ring of Honor. Going to start with TNA and the results from the Victory Road pay-per-view. It starts off with the 12-man World X Cup elimination match. And what I've been told were two things. Number one, it was a fantastic match. It went over a half hour, I believe, was the time. And number two, that this might end up being a match of the year candidate. So if you guys have any links to YouTube, I would love to watch that match, get my opinion on it hopefully in the near future. Anyway, Alex Shelley of Team TNA won that match at the end. Gail Kim defeated Angelina Love. Sanjay Dutt defeated Jay Lethal. LAX successfully defended the TNA World Tag Team titles, defeating Beer Money. Taylor Wilde successfully defended the TNA Women's title, beating Awesome Kong. In the Ultimate X match to determine the winning team of the World X Cup, Volador Jr. of Team Mexico won the match and wins the World X Cup. In Full Metal Mayhem, Kurt Angle and Team 3D defeated AJ Styles, Christian Cage, and Rhino. And in the main event, Samoa Joe and Booker T went to a no contest. And then here's the part that I didn't get, because during the end of that match, I didn't watch the pay-per-view, but during the end of that match, my friend Ben was telling me what was going on. And this is the fan in me. TNA, hire more referees. You let the world champ knock out the entire referee crew. Come on. So that match ended up going to a no contest, even though Sharmell did count the 3, but it wasn't an official 3 count. So there is no title change. So on that note, let's look at Hard Justice. It is going to be in New Jersey Sunday night, August the 10th, live on pay-per-view. 8 p.m. is the starting time. Now, the main event is going to be the rematch for the TNA World Heavyweight title, Samoa Joe defending the title against Booker T, plus live musical performances by Ice-T, Filthy, and Grandmaster Kaz. Interesting. Hopefully more matches to be announced for that pay-per-view. Now it's time to go to Ring of Honor. Of course, they're off for one more week, then they're back to action next weekend, and it starts next Friday night in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, in the Ted Reeve Arena. The main event for the Ring of Honor World title, Nigel McGuinness defends the title against Kevin Steen. A no disqualification tag match sees Austin Aries and Jay Briscoe facing Jimmy Jacobs and Tyler Black. Bryan Danielson will face Claudio Castagnoli in the rematch from Vendetta 2. Roderick Strong will face Naomichi Marufuji, Eric Stevens faces Go Shiozaki, and Delirious faces the debuting Kenny Omega, plus Lance Storm, Chris Hero with Larry Sweeney, Ruckus the Necro Butcher, and more. Then, the next night, July 26th, is Ring of Honor's next pay-per-view taping in Detroit, Michigan at the Fairgrounds and Expo Center. The main event for the Ring of Honor World title, the winner of the Nigel McGuinness-Kevin Steen match will defend the gold against Claudio Castagnoli. Bryan Danielson will face Tyler Black, and Chris Hero and Go Shiozaki will face Roderick Strong and Naomichi Marufuji, plus Lance Storm, Jimmy Jacobs and the Necro Butcher, Mischief, Austin Aries, Jay Briscoe, Delirious, Eric Stevens, Ruckus, Sarah Del Rey, Daisy Hayes, Red Titus, Shane Hagedorn and Bobby Dempsey, Silas Young, Kenny Omega, and more. Then, 2 weeks from tonight, Ring of Honor returns to Manassas, Virginia with this main event. Bryan Danielson and Austin Aries will face the Motor City Machine Guns of Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin. The Ring of Honor World Tag Team titles will be put on the line. Jimmy Jacobs and Tyler Black defend the gold against Naomichi Marufuji and Go Shiozaki. Chris Hero will face Bren Albright, and Roderick Strong will take on Ruckus, plus Nigel McGuinness, Adam Pearce, the Necro Butcher, Jigsaw, and more. Then, 2 weeks from tomorrow night, New York City at the Hammerstein Ballroom, it's Death Before Dishonor 6 with the main event, the Ring of Honor World title will be put on the line in a 4-way elimination match. Whoever the Ring of Honor World Champion is, it may not be Nigel McGuinness after next weekend. The champ will defend the gold against Bryan Danielson, Tyler Black, and an opponent to be announced soon. Adam Pearce will defend the NWA World Heavyweight Championship against Brent Albright. In a dream tag team match, Kevin Steen and El Generico will face the Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin. And Naomichi Marufuji will face Go Shiozaki plus Nigel McGuinness, Jimmy Jacobs and the Necro Butcher, Roderick Strong, Austin Aries, Ruckus and Jigsaw, Chris Hero and Eddie Edwards, Sarah Del Rey, Shane Hagedorn and Bobby Dempsey, Claudio Castagnoli, Delirious, Daisy Hayes, Red Titus, Jay Briscoe, and more. That's a look at TNA and Ring of Honor for this week. The Indies are next.